And welcome back to another episode of Monday Evening Quarterback. Christian Simpson here. Thank you guys so much, always, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the first half of the show. Um, Talked about the second round of the college football playoff. Looked ahead to the round of four in case you missed it. Oregon will play Indiana, and Miami will play Ole Miss, and yeah, really looking forward to to this round of four. And then after Friday night, we will have a national championship. It's always fun to prepare and give my thoughts on those. Week 18 of the NFL is officially in the history books. And with that being said, I wanted to dive right into that. There were three win the division and you're in type scenarios in Tampa Bay and San Francisco and in Pittsburgh. Um, Carolina and Tampa Bay, like the downfall of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers really needs to be studied, like badly, because at one point this was a team that was 5-1, running away with the NFC South. Baker Mayfield was in MVP talks, and um, they fizzled out. I don't know if it was the injuries catching up to them, but yeah, something just wasn't clicking within that locker room, and they were in a scenario where they had to win, and then they needed some help, and they did win that game. I don't want to necessarily say the moment was too bright for Bryce Young and company, but they Tampa Bay won this game 16-14, grinded out, ugly type of game, and now it was just a waiting game at this point. So here was the scenario: if Tampa won, which they did, they needed the Saints to win, and if the Saints won, the Buccaneers were NFC South champions once again. But if the Falcons won, you had three teams in the NFC South that would have finished with identical 8-9 records. And that would have favored Carolina because they had the head-to-head tiebreaker over over Atlanta and Tampa Bay. Atlanta did win the game over the Saints. Tampa Bay eliminated from playoff contention. The Carolina Panthers are NFC South champions, and the last time they won the division was in 2015 when a guy named Cam Newton was still dabbing on people. I'm not doing it, but y'all remember. That was one. Um, the NFC game I previewed, the Seahawks and the 49ers. Remember they played in week one, and the 49ers won that game by 4, 17-13. Both teams are different now. Like, San Francisco, they can't get after the quarterback. Granted, give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt. They are missing their best pass rusher in Nick Bosa. Um, and Fred Warner is also out. So the only time they could really get home to the quarterback was when they sent additional men. They blitzed. Me personally, I think Seattle may be the best team, not just in the NFC, but in the NFL. Um, and Seattle beat San Francisco like a drum all night long. Words of Lionel Richie. Made them one dimensional, shut down CMC, shut down George Kittle. The minute a 49er skill player touched the ball, they were down immediately. Um, because the 49ers offense thrives on yards after the catch. With that being said, Seattle, they're going to be a tough out. Last time they were a one seed the um in the NFC playoffs. They did make the Super Bowl. But most importantly, my biggest takeaway was Sam Darnold. I remember him being in this position last year and struggling. This year, he helps lead Seattle to a division title, 14 wins, and first year with the team. Like Seattle, they're physical. They can run the ball. Jackson Smith and Jigba and Cooper Kupp have formed a pretty nice tandem together. And this defense, like, to be real with you, watching this game kind of reminded me of when the Ravens played the 49ers on Christmas Day a couple years ago. I think it was in 2023. And guess who the Ravens defensive coordinator was? Mike Macdonald. And guess who the 49ers, the Seahawks head coach is now? Mike Macdonald. And he deserves a lot of love for Coach of the Year. I think Coach of the Year has come down to four guys: Mike Macdonald, Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, and Liam Cohen. And Kyle Shanahan also has an outside chance added too. I think if the 49ers had won that game and they had clinched the one seed, we could be talking about possibly him being the favorite. The Jacksonville Jaguars clinched the division over the Houston Texans. And yeah, you got to give Liam Cohen a lot of credit. And this is the best season Trevor Lawrence has had as an NFL quarterback. He's in control. He's poised. He's taking better care of the ball. But most importantly, they're not putting everything on his plate. The Texans did get in. They end the season on a 9-game winning streak. Yeah. The one seed in the AFC will travel through Denver. And the last time Denver was a one seed, Peyton Manning was still playing. DeMarcus Ware was still playing. Von Miller, I think, was at the peak of his career in his prime. It was the no-fly zone defense. Peyton Manning went out on top. He's now a Hall of Famer. DeMarcus Ware won a ring. He's now a Hall of Famer. Von Miller's going to be a Hall of Famer. Like, this Denver team is fun. They just have to tighten up some things offensively. And, they could be, they could be a problem. But the road to the Super Bowl in each conference, in the NFC, is traveling through Seattle. AFC is traveling through Denver. New England is the 2 seed. Jacksonville is the 3 seed. And the 4 seed, what a game in Pittsburgh. This is the reason why we love the game. Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers, game 272. What a battle. This is probably the best game I've previewed all year and the best game I've seen all year. Lamar Jackson came back. Early on, the Ravens set the tone, and they were showing Pittsburgh what type of game this was going to be. Physical, downhill. You're going to have to stop the running game, make us one-dimensional. But I give Pittsburgh a lot of credit because they did not back down. The defense tightened things up when they needed to, but they had some issues with coverage. And I'm just kind of watching it, and I'm just kind of saying, yo, how is he? Is that wide open? Then you think Baltimore is going to pull it off. Tyler Loop comes in, and he misses the kick. The Steelers won that game 26-24. So now the playoff bracket is officially set. I'm really excited about these playoffs because as an analyst, I don't even know what to expect. number one. And then number two, it's as wide open as I think I've ever seen it. You know, when Brady was with New England, you always knew New England was going to be a favorite to not reach only the conference championship, but the Super Bowl. Same with Mahomes. These last couple years, but now like Patrick Mahomes isn't in it. But looking at some of these matchups, go right down. Let's go down the list. It starts on Saturday. Rams, Panthers. This was a thrilling game. It was, I think it was kind of like a wake up call for the Rams. And every time the Rams scored, Carolina matched them punch for punch and score for score. Want to see what happens the second time around. Playoff debut for Bryce Young. Hopefully Devontae Adams is back because his presence has been missed on this offense. That's the first game on Saturday. Saturday night, this is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. Packers, Bears. I mean, they played in two thrilling games in the regular season. And I just knew after that second one, we were going to get round three. Hopefully Jordan Love doesn't get knocked out of this one. And Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson making their playoff debuts. The Bears are a fun football team, but they have some things they have to tighten up as well. I'll elaborate more on that when I preview the game on Tuesday. So tomorrow, to be exact. Sunday, it starts in Jacksonville on CBS. Buffalo Bills, Jacksonville Jaguars. And a lot of people are saying if this isn't for Josh Allen, this is his opportunity. No Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar. Let's see what he could do. Jacksonville, this is a gritty football team. They play hard. They play tough. They're physical. They're downhill. They want to run the football. And I just want to see if that Buffalo defense is able to stop the run and get after Trevor Lawrence. That kicks things off on Sunday. Late Sunday afternoon, 49ers, Eagles. Still trying to figure out who the Eagles are, but they are the defending Super Bowl champs. They're the 3 seed, would have been the 2 seed if they had won that game yesterday against the Washington Commanders, and the Bears lost. But they're the 3 seed. The Bears own the head-to-head tiebreaker. San Francisco's offense can give Philly problems. Like Brock Purdy, outside of the game against Seattle, Brock Purdy has looked really good. He's taking care of the ball, and it seems like ever since he hit that Dougie, he's been on a whole nother level. Philly, I don't like their offensive play calling. I really don't. Defensively, I have no problem with them because they have really elevated to a team that's challenged your manhood. And that's gonna be a fun one on Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, Chargers, Patriots. New England's back in the playoffs. Won the AFC East for the first time since 2019. The Chargers start on the road. Justin Herbert, Drake May, Jim Harbaugh, Mike Vrabel. That's another one I'm really looking forward to as well. And then everything ends on Monday night, a week from tonight. Pittsburgh Steelers, the AFC North champion, Pittsburgh Steelers will host the Houston Texans. And Houston's a team I wouldn't want to see, if I'm being real with you, because of that defense. I think next to Seattle, Houston is the best defensive team we have in our league right now. They get home with 4. The secondary's able to play it back in zone because that front 7 creates so much pressure on the quarterback. And the Steelers squeaking that one out against Baltimore. Cannot wait to preview these games. It starts today. I start previewing games, and I'm excited for it. Make sure you are a subscriber on the site. And with that being said, that is this episode of Monday Evening Quarterback. If you want to follow along, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Log on to the site, become a subscriber today. thedailyblitz.blog. Enter your email address. Anything I post, it's being sent directly to your email address. Keep up with me on the airwaves Monday nights, outside of Monday Evening Quarterback, The Prime. That's every Monday night and Tuesday night with David On Point, TJ Hopkins, Israel Rivera, Matt James. Wednesdays, you can catch me on the betting window with Ronnie Kump, John Danzo, and Ryan Shaw. Fridays, you can catch me on College Football Showdown on Prime Sports World with Israel Rivera and Matt James. And I know we'll probably have a lot to talk about. And yeah, that's it. Follow us on Twitter at the Daily Blitz, at Daily Blitz _61. Follow us on Instagram at Daily Blitz, at Daily Blitz 61. Follow my personal page, which is at the Football Analyst _61. The more followers, the merrier. And of course, I would be absolutely crazy if I didn't end this show with shout outs. So huge shout out to my amazing and beautiful family, my mom, my incredible sister Taylor, my dad, my son, better known as my dog, Siebes. Love you guys oh so very much. My other siblings, Sean, Janice, Tanisha, Daphne, my little adopted nephew, Aiden, some other people I'm close with, Robert Butler, Jason Tyree, Kimmel Fryer, Candace Carter, Corey Harris, Deshaun Elliott, Rob Carter, Mike Griffin, Alex Bennett, Velo, my guy Josh. Been doing this 15 years, and Josh was actually with me when I kicked off the concept for what I'm doing now. So it's just been cool to still have someone who still follows along with what you do, and he was really there from the get-go. So huge shout out to Josh, his wife Diana, their 3 beautiful daughters, Tiffany, Natalie, and Madison. This is hello from Mr. Christian himself, Cole Johnson, our moderator D. I know we got a lot to talk about. So I'm on the way. Kevin Cooper, his wife Lynn, their beautiful daughter Evelyn, who we all refer to as Evie, and just everybody I've been able to contribute for in the past and who I'm currently contributing for now. Thank you, and thank you. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Monday Evening Quarterback. I want to know, what playoff game has your attention? Send it to me. Email it to me. Or if you have my personal info, just reach out. I will see you guys back here in a couple of weeks. I will not be doing Monday Evening Quarterback next week. But I will let you know. Yeah, TJ and I will be back here. But I just wanted to make sure I got to the airwaves for the first time in 2026. I will see you guys very soon. Keep up with me and have a great week.